challenge poses a greater threat to our future and future generations than a changing climate. The EPA is setting the first ever nationwide standards to end the limitless dumping of carbon pollution from power plants.
The administration is now trying to impose these deeply regressive regulations that may be illegal, that won't meaningfully impact the global environment, and that are likely to harm middle and lower class Americans the most, all done by executive fiat.
Well, the president's Clean Power Plan, the White House says it will reduce power plant emissions 32% by 2030 compared to 2005 levels. We're back with the panel. AB, what about this? I mean, there's some question whether this is, number one, legal, number two, can move forward.
Well, it will be subject to legal challenge. The president is confident after some legal challenges to Obamacare that sometimes he's right. He obviously is the end of his term, and he's made it perfectly clear he's feeling no pain. This is no surprise, been a central focus of the remainder of his presidency, and he is willing to take the criticism. He basically was defiant. He said this is a moral duty. He cited the Pope's encyclical, and he said that the critics who will come after this and try to poke holes in it are the same ones who were against every clean water and clean air regulation in the past, and that they were always wrong. And it's Katie bar the door now. He doesn't care what kind of blowback comes from this.
All right, two politicians weighing in on Twitter. Scott Walker, Wisconsin governor, tweeting Obama's plan should be called the costly power plan because it will cost hardworking Americans jobs and raise their energy rates. Hillary Clinton tweeting out, President is right. We can't wait for another generation to tackle climate change. Our future depends on what we do today and in the next decade. Charles.
Look, we all know it's going to kill jobs. We know it's going to kill coal, and we know it's going to raise the rates for everybody. The only reason you'd support this is if it actually is going to do something about climate change. If you do the math on this, our power plants emit 5% of the world's carbon. This is going to reduce it by a third. We're talking about 1.5% reduction in the world's production of carbon over 15 years. That's 1/10 of 1% every year, meaning 1 in 1,000. It will have zero effect on the climate. China is powering up a new plant every 10 days. We are going to close just about all of our existing coal-fired plants and a lot of others. In other words, we are demolishing and dismantling our own industry and shipping it over to China without any effect on the climate. And that's the reason that it's utterly fantastic, and it's not going to have the effect that everybody is promising.